Welcome to this review of Dadaocheng. Dadaocheng is a game published by Soso Studio. This is a review for the second edition of the game. It has been designed by Tsai Hui Chang and Yi-Sung Kao, and the artists are Wuli Cheng and Huang Yu Weng. And I hope I'm pronouncing your names half decently. I apologize if I am not. Right, I was looking forward to Dadaocheng because Soso Studio is the company behind Castle Crush, which is probably my favorite dexterity game. I really love it. And because Dadaocheng is based in a little bit of history, because essentially you take the roles of merchants that are going to basically going to contribute developing Taiwan in the 18th century. I always like games that, even though they are Euro games, but they're rooted in a good level of history, because that, as far as I'm concerned, places the theme very nicely in the game, rather than just being something that you just shoehorn in it to give it some veneer of thematicality. In this case, it's not the case at all. This is very much rooted in history. So I was looking forward to it, and also the cover looks absolutely gorgeous. So what on earth? I was really pumped up for this game. When we opened the game and I did the unboxing a few weeks ago, everything looked fine. The printing is okay in the boards, the cheats are fine and easy to detach, everything is fairly clear, which is very nice. Then we started playing it. This is a review of a first play, so we might have got some things wrong, and you will understand why very soon indeed. The components, as I said, they are okay, and there are quite a number of them. However, upon opening the box, we were very confused to start with, because it came with none of the tokens that it should have come with for all the materials that you're meant to be trading with, or the 3 dice that you're going to use throughout the game. That really threw us off, and thank goodness I have enough pieces to make up for that and be able to play the game. But otherwise, I don't know if they gave me the pieces separately when I obtained the game at Spiel, which was given to me from my friend Smooth Chen from Taiwan Board Game Design. I don't know, but the fact is that they were not inside the box. So we were very confused about that. Then we started to read the rules, and this is what completely ruined the experience for me and my friends, because they were incredibly difficult to unravel. The translation into English is really not good at all. There are an awful lot of very confusing instructions, and we are completely convinced that we missed some things that we just couldn't clarify at the time. We had to go through the rules multiple times to really get what was meant to be going. So if I explain something in this video and it is incorrect, that's the reason why. The game itself, although it is complex, but it shouldn't be overly complicated. The way we understood it is each player is going to have 2 different player boards. One is for obtaining resources and unlocking features, and the other one is for a shipping lane that you're going to send your goods that you're going to be producing in the city. Also, one of the boards is going to allow you to unlock shops like a tea shop or a vegetable store, that sort of thing, which are not enough for every player. So this is something that gives a bit of a competitive edge, because each one of those stores will allow you to do something. For example, allowing you to swap one of the materials, rice for vegetables, for instance. So there is a bit of a racing element to that I did like. Once you have obtained some of those resources by advancing one of the cheats that you have to put on the board, then you go onto the main board, and there you have a row of a grid of 4x4 tokens. Those 4x4 tokens, you have to do two things with them. Either flip them or swap them. The intent is to obtain a line of 3 or more, 3 or 4 of those, which have to be straight. It cannot be diagonal, of the same color. So by flipping, you can always do it. And that is going to determine what kind of resources you get from your endeavors within the city. And then those resources you're going to use in your shipping lane to buy services like shipping tea abroad, and that will give you victory points that will be accumulated at the end of the game. We also have a temple, and that temple will, by rolling the dice, will allow us to get even more of those resources that you're going to need to become a richer and a better merchant. Last but not least, there are some event cards that you can get. And those event cards, and this is something that I really like because it gives an absolutely fantastic flavor. Those cards have a particular year and describes an event that took place during that year and a consequence for the players. So for instance, if the year of the Japanese invasion takes place, then you could lose some of your resources because, there is an invasion, and so on and so forth. So that, I think that detail alone is absolutely fantastic. We really loved it. So where did the complication come? The complication comes because the third phase of each round, so the game takes place throughout 6 rounds. Once all players have gone through the 6 rounds, then the game ends. The game end is triggered, you accumulate the points, and the player with a higher number of victory points wins the game. You have a number of steps for each of the phases, for each of the rounds. So the first one is you do it in your resources board as a player. Then you go onto the central board, and then you have to follow a number of things you can do. The thing is, though, that although there is a very good number of them, but it isn't clear if you have to do them in order, if you can do them all at the same time, or one after that. It is just not clear. One of the things that we did wrong, for instance, is that at the end of each round we took a event card. It wasn't only until we read the rules several times and we found out, we were on the 5th round of the game, that only one player throughout each round is meant to do that. So the first player to get to the cards is the player who is going to benefit from those cards. We didn't realize. There are a number of warehouses surrounding the city of Dadaocheng, and you're meant to have your resources that you gather by creating the lanes of chits to put them on those warehouses. But we weren't sure if the goods that you used to buy services were the surplus from that, or if they came straight into your hand. It just didn't become clear at all. So maybe we were doing that incorrectly. Also, the game, to reflect the opium wars and all the opium malarkey that was going on at the time, you can become a drug dealer by creating rows of opium flowers. Now that makes it a lot easier to get resources, because each cube of opium can be swapped by for 2 cubes of any other resources, which is great. But unless you clean your reputation before the end of the game, that is going to accumulate. Every time that you trade in drugs, it's going to accumulate, and at the end of the game is going to become pernicious to you. It's going to subtract some points. This sounded very good, but then Either we had it too easy because we weren't playing correctly, or I don't know why, but it just wasn't attractive enough for us to want to deal with that opium and risk losing 15 or 20 points at the end of the game to get a few more cubes that were very easy to obtain. So from that point of view, it just failed us completely. We were left feeling that we were missing out way too much. And the main reason for that was the way the rules are written. The translation is really poor. The way that they've been described is just, it doesn't gel at all. Like, at all. I'm not finding the cubes and the dice needed to play the game inside the box already. That really put dampening on us. So right now it feels like a complete missed opportunity from Soso, because this game has every single ingredient that it should have to be an absolutely fantastic game. And I have heard some people saying that it is a very good game. So I'm quite sure that we were missing something here. So if you are going to get this game, if you already have it, then do so knowing that you're going to have to do a lot of research before you get all the rules perfectly clear in your head, because it's just so very, very frustrating. So unfortunately, I wanted to love it. I can only give this game a 6. Very, very bare 6 for my troubles. And that is Dadaocheng from Soso Studios. Thank you very, very much indeed for listening and watching this review, and please do let me know what you make of it. I'd love to do more like this, but I need you for that. So please do subscribe to the channel and let me know what you think. Leave me a comment, and we'll get talking. I'd love to hear from you. Anyway, thank you so much. I hope you found this useful, and until the next time, I will talk to you very, very soon. Take care.